Hi, everyone. Whether you're a man or a woman, whether you're older or younger, to come to our webinar about sexual mastery and non-ejaculation practice, I believe that there's something in it for each one of you. Even if we are going to focus on the male body in this webinar and what it looks like and what it is to master sexual energy in a male body, there is something very natural because we are always connecting with the other polarity. So even if that is not your role in the intimate interaction, it can be like just so valuable to understand that side. And as a woman, I've when we bring these things up, I often feel so understood because I'm like, okay, now I understand. I wasn't crazy when I was feeling this in my previous interaction or intimate relationships. And for me, I come from the tantric world, the spiritual world more, and I was translating Mantak Shia's courses a few years ago in Dao Garden in Thailand. And there you really go into the basics of the whole foundation of energy circulation, and you learn about all the different elements in your body. You learn about the sounds that go with different meridians, and the meridians in the body are the energy meridians that of course are creating or stopping the flow. And that is, you can read books like The Multi-Orgasmic Man or The Multi-Orgasmic Woman. And I believe that that is super interesting. And the books and his teachings are super interesting, but that is not what we're doing in Conscious Connection. We want to actually bring this in a tangible way to everybody so that we can actually do a webinar that is 75 minutes. And there can be an understanding of what is this kind of practice, what is it to take one step closer to embodiment and sexual mastery or sexual energy mastery, and what are some of the small steps that I can take now in order to start. You don't have to go to Thailand. You don't have to read a 300-page book. You don't have to understand exactly about your pumps and your locks in your spine. You don't have to be a yogi. You don't have to have done Kundalini yoga or even know what Kundalini is. But what I do think is important is that you care about the connection with your partner, and you care about creating deeper intimacy. That the word embodiment is not just like a word that you don't really know what it means, but it's actually for you to live more anchored in your body, more in the truth of the moment. And also embodiment has to do with embodying your truth, being you in every moment, being you with your partner, being able to be vulnerable with your partner, being able to be true, being able to bring up the things that are not only the easy things. And I would say the other thing is to not pretend that you're already there. That is one of the biggest thing where I feel when it comes to sexuality and intimacy, especially sexuality more than intimacy, we are supposed to already be there. But how can we already be there if we were never vulnerable? If nobody ever told us about these are the things that are important to learn. This is how your body works. This is how your energy works. So for me, it's very much coming back to that kind of beginner's mind and say, okay, I'm here in this amazing body, and I'm here with this amazing person, and we're a partner. And how can we be open to explore more? How can I take responsibility for my energy and how I show up, both emotionally, physically, sexually, spiritually, and how can the other person do the same thing? And I believe that the webinar that we're going to do together is inspiring in that sense. It's inspiring to see how can you master your sexual energy, what changes when the man and the woman each take responsibility for their energy. How does that change and shift the connection? And how can also, as a man, how does it feel different in your vessel when you actually know what's happening, and you can allow the intelligence of your body as well. And there are so many new ways of getting to know our bodies that often we've forgotten about, especially in sexuality. We do something because it kind of works, and then we stick with that. And the whole thing with Conscious Connection is to explore the whole range of possibilities. And for me, my journey has been so much coming back into my body. Like in spirituality, often we kind of leave, and it feels more, it feels more comfortable to be with spirit and not really be in the body. So my journey back to the body was not always an easy one, but it was worth it. And my way back to tantric sexuality, where you discover something new in every moment and you co-create in every moment with your partner, that's the only sexuality that means something to me. The worst thing for me is to kind of know exactly what I'm going to get. It's like the same thing for me with food. If I know exactly what I'm going to get, yeah, sometimes I'm up for that. Sometimes it's really cool. But if that would be the only thing there was, what's the point? So yeah, I really hope to see all of you in this webinar and on the journey with conscious connection, all the different things that we're going to do to come deeper into embodiment, to sovereignty, to vulnerability, to connection. Thank you.